And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and it is chilly, is it not? It is. As we start this 27 this morning, as you're waking up, getting your day underway, get a jacket. And also, as I was walking to work, I couldn't help but notice the frost upon the windshield. As they say, it's frost upon the pumpkin, and it is definitely out there this morning. Be careful. We've already had, I just posted a wreck out in the southeast area to where a person struck a deer. So be careful with that. They are moving this morning. It is cold, 23 in East Tennessee, Diane says. Let's all go bird together. It's one of those coffee jacket mornings. And my wife gave me this for Christmas last year. Anybody out there cold-natured like me? I've become that. The older I get, the cooler I get. But she bought me a jacket that's got the batteries in it. That you hit it, and it's wonderful. If you don't own one of those, what a great Christmas gift it would make. I'm telling you, it's good stuff there. We'll be right back as we begin this day. We're going up, and we'll give us a good word for the day. Let's go see Brother Ben.
Today, we continue the season of Advent to prepare our hearts for Christmas. We're thinking on the manger's missional mandate. Every Christmas, the manger is a reminder of the mission of God, which will not be finished until Christ comes again. Today, we light the candle of joy. And we take our scripture from John 15. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I'm the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. These things I've spoken to you that you may have joy in you and that your joy may be full. You know, our world lives to experience moments of happiness and pleasure and highs. I mean, humanity searches for the next best thing that promises to bring joy. Well, the Christmas season itself is filled with many moments of earthly joy, from the twinkling of the lights to the gifts wrapped under the tree. But in the end, any joy this world offers us will be a fleeting and lesser joy. They'll not only fade away, but they'll fail to satisfy us. Friends, there's only one place, one person that offers a never-ending, full, satisfying joy, and his name is Jesus. Jesus is the vine, our life source, and every person that will abide in him, stay connected to him, will experience fruitfulness and complete joy. So here at Christmas, our culture loves to say, Merry Christmas. Well, if you want to have people truly have that Merry Christmas throughout the year, then we got to work to connect them to Jesus. Receive the gospel. That leads to the fullness of joy. This Christmas, again, if the world wants joy, let's strive to give them Jesus, where real joy is found. The manger mandates this mission. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I do hope you enjoyed that message. We are so close to Christmas, aren't we? December the 23rd, over the weekend, we had the shortest day of the year, the 21st. It's cold outside, and it definitely feels like Christmas time. We'll give you the complete forecast of what Santa's going to have to deal with here in a few moments. That's Wednesday, believe it or not. Christmas Eve coming up tomorrow. We'll be there in Meridian for the big toy giveaway. That's going to be happening this weekend. I may have to send Odie on this mission since mine didn't work out so well Friday when I thought I had bought the perfect ticket. It was $800 million they were giving away. Well, I didn't win anything. The jackpot has rose to $944 million, just shy of $1 billion. That's what lottery. Oh, Odie went without me. Doesn't hurt to try. That's a lot of money. What would you do with that? Would you help someone? I think a lot of people would. There's still good folks in the world there, and it would help, give a little bit to help. Now, keep in mind, the presidential election was a lot more than that. Can y'all believe that? It's $944 million. It was $2.5 billion that was spent. Oh, boy. But anyway, I thought I'd tell you that. Here's something interesting I saw this morning. Denzel Washington has become a minister. He says you can't talk about religion in Hollywood. we wish him good luck. I don't know if he has a church yet or not, but Denzel Washington becoming a minister. As we look around today, what else is going on? Houston, Texas, I've been there many, many times. It's a big city, and be prepared if you have to drive through there. A police officer had been inside a building. I'm not sure, it doesn't tell how long he had been there. Came back and got in his patrol car, and someone was on the back seat. After further investigation, the person was discovered to be deceased. An autopsy has been ordered. The first thoughts are they think it's someone that was homeless looking for shelter that climbed in the back seat of the cruiser. We'll see what becomes of that, of how he passed away. Pretty rough there. Party City. Are y'all familiar with that company? They sell Halloween costumes, Christmas costumes, and all things party like that. They're going to be closing all 700 locations across the U.S. They have filed for bankruptcy and will be shutting those stores. I'll be looking for the mail, and I don't know that well, I'll just tell you what it says. Around 1 million taxpayers will be receiving up to $400 from the IRS. This goes back to 21, when there was a COVID exemption to where you could get some money back, and not everybody filled that out. I don't know that I did. It's distributing about $2.4 billion to taxpayers who failed to claim a recovery rebate credit on their 21 tax returns. People who missed one of the COVID stimulus payments or had received less than the full amount will be able to claim their credit. The IRS said on Friday it discovered many eligible taxpayers had not done that.
I don't think we're in on that.
We ain't getting it.
No.
Odie broke the news to me. That hurt.
Yeah.
I could have used that towards my
It'd be nice.
newly expanded tax, my land taxes. $6,200 I get to donate to the cause. Anybody checked your land taxes yet? You got that in the mail? Let me just remind you, mine moved from $3,900 to $6,200 this year. Thank you very much. I just love our new courthouse. Wish they could have made it bigger. I could have paid more. You know I'm telling the truth. It's nothing like that feeling of giving. And I'm giving $6,200 and some change.
And some change.
I forget what it is. I got depressed after I saw those first few numbers there. I went from $200,000 to $500,000 value. Wow. Let's move on to the next one before I really get depressed this morning. Starbucks is expanding their strike today to a few more cities. Who's involved in this? Massachusetts, Dallas, Texas, Portland, Oregon are a few of the cities that are going to be where you can't get your coffee today. They say they've got it worked out with those executives, but they want it a little bit lower there to where they make more money. I get it, but boy, cutting people out of their coffee, it's going to be some grumpy people in those cities. Do you remember the oldest tablet that we mentioned that had the 10 Commandments on it? Do y'all remember bringing that up? That it was found in 1913. It has sold at auction. It went for $5 million. That's a lot of cash. Nebraska, we don't hear a lot about that state. The governor has been rushed to a hospital after he thought he was a cowboy. He's been bucked. He's been taken to the hospital. I think he's going to be okay, but boy, that's hurt. That hurts. And also, before you read this, and I double checked this morning, there's stories out that Nick Dundee, what's his name that played Nick?
Yeah.
Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan.
He is not deceased. There's a headline that people read wrong. It's the crocodile that was in the movie that is deceased. It was 90. Paul Hogan is alive, but the crocodile died over the weekend. I can see it was very poorly written the way the story was put out. It said the star of Crocodile Dundee has passed away, so people ran with that without reading the rest of it. So keep that in mind before you fall into that. Just when you think your taxes were okay, as he's getting ready to depart the White House, they give away another $4.2 billion. Yet again, to student loan relief for those who went to college who didn't pay their bill and you went to work. Congratulations, you're paying for their college education. I still have trouble with that. I have real trouble with this, real trouble, as he is departing the White House. And let me word it this way so we are all on the same page. Federal, not local, state, federal people who were on death row. It was 40 people. Biden has cleared the path for 37 of them to be taking off and get life in prison. He says it wasn't done. He still feels for the people whose lives were lost. I don't think this was right. We had a bunch of people, activists, jumping up and down, wanting him to take them off, and he did. 37 out of 40 on death row, he saves. Where was Biden when the people took their lives? Mm-hmm. I think we all know where I'm going with that. We have had 2024 has really brought some great technology to medicine. This was great. I read the story last week. One of the big things is pig kidney transplants are starting to work. Do you realize how many people rely on kidneys and how many lives could be saved with that? That's a medical breakthrough. I'm proud of that. Biden did break one of Trump's records. I remember it being talked about. You remember the judges that Trump put into place? Trump put in 234 during his presidency. Biden has surpassed it. He put in the 235th judge, beating the record of Trump last year. Just the other day, 235. This is just how it gets you of thieves, of where they will not stop. A 20-year-old guy who had bone cancer, had survived it, was at dinner with friends, and his prosthetic limb was stolen out of his car. How far will thieves go? Won't fit anybody else. It's awful, awful, awful. Texas, they had someone drive through a mall. He jumped out. Police had to subdue him with lethal. They took him out. 5 people were seriously hurt there. It's just, we don't know what makes people do things like that, do we? Major League Baseball player, maybe you heard this over the weekend, Ricky Henderson has passed away at the age of 65. Great ball player has passed away. More snow is expected to the northeast. If you are planning a last-minute flight out of there, there could be delays. More snow is expected in those areas. This happened to subways, and as we've seen New York getting worse and getting worse, and it's not the capital for people to go to for vacations anymore. Turns out a undocumented person, we might call an illegal person in the United States, set a person on fire on the subway. They're deceased now. They're investigating. That's just downright mean. Did you see where over the weekend we shot down our own plane? It happened. 2 U.S. Navy pilots had to eject after being struck by friendly fire. They're going to be okay, but I'm not real sure what those jets cost, but they're not cheap, are they?
No, a few billion each.
Wouldn't you hate to be that guy that has to be at the commander's office this morning at 7 o'clock to tell why you did that? Yeah. Can't be good, that's for sure. Over the weekend, a drone fell. They were at a Christmas holiday in Florida. They were a drone light show. A drone fell from the sky and injured a 7-year-old boy. I think he's going to be okay, but he was injured there. Trump is letting everyone know, because people have been panicking, that they think that Elon is going to be president. And he said, not so, back off. Will the daylight saving end finally come to an end? Trump says it will. It doesn't bother me that if you change the time, at some points in parts of the U.S. at 4:30 a.m., daylight would start to break. That's okay. I'm up anyway. I don't see that that's a problem. It would really work out better to have one time at this point. I'm for it. I hope you are too. Junior, good morning. Glad to see you there. And Arnold is really fixing to depress us all. And I have to admit, my wife kind of handles this, or maybe it's electronically taken out of an account. I'm not sure. He said his power bill has gone up $100. I haven't checked mine. Usually, during these winter months, it does cost a little bit more. We run more heat and things. My, oh, my. Has yours gone up? I can see how it would there. Honda and Nissan officially have began their talks to merge. It was mentioned that they might. They're officially in the 100% talks of that now. As we near the top of the hour, already 6:47, we got a lot more headlines to discuss of things that have gone on throughout the area. Y'all get ready. We got a lot coming up at 7 o'clock. We'll be right back with that fabulous thing called the forecast. 27 again. And I urge you to warm your car, but make sure that you can lock your car. Don't leave your car running. And aren't there some states now that will write you a ticket for leaving your car idling?
Oh, yeah.
In there?
Yeah, you can't warm it up.
Who would have thought that? So if you live in that city, you got to drive cold, is all I can say. But we'll be right back. It's chilly out there. Be warm, whatever you do. We'll be right back.
This is going to be our biggest year-end clearance event ever here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia. Inventory is up and rates are finally down. We promise to save you thousands on any of our new inventory. From Siennas to Sequoias, Camrys to Corollas, Tundras, Tacomas, no matter the model, we will not be undersold. We want your business. With interest rates as low as 1.99%, top dollar value for your trade-in, and thousands off all of our inventory, Doc's Toyota is your clear choice for your next Toyota purchase. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia, at docstoyota.com or on Facebook. And remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
And welcome back. We say good morning to, let's see where everybody is. Stella Stewart watching us this morning. Merry Christmas. I hope you have a very, very good Christmas there. Let's see, I got Pam up in the Rose Hill area watching. Got some cocoa out. Woo! The day is starting. Let's get into that forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we said, frost in 27 right now. Our record high was 1931. It was 77 today. I was around, but I just don't remember this. Does anybody remember 1989? It was 2 degrees today. Well, you want to talk about some busted pipes. I bet that was a day for the plumber. As we look at today, sunshine expected 58 in Meridian as we go northward. A little bit cooler as we go through Brooksville and we go northward through Sugar Lock and those areas till we reach Columbus, making 57 through around Louisville. We should see that 57 also. Greenwood 59 in the Delta, and warming up as we get to Natchez to about 63 and holding steady east over to Hattiesburg. As we go into Alabama, we'll see what today's 57 in Tuscaloosa, 55 Birmingham, and a nice cool 53 in Auburn, Alabama. All above the 50s in the state of Alabama today also. As we'll see a heat wave here. Doesn't feel like it now, does it? Here's the outlook for the next 7 days as we look at our forecast. Today's high 58, still down to freezing tonight with a low of 32. We will warm up tomorrow to 63 with a nighttime low of 40, with rain moving back in the forecast on Christmas Day. High of 63 with a 50% chance of rain. But Santa won't have any trouble on Christmas Eve getting there, will he? Some showers after. Kids may get a little damp there trying to play with toys. As we get into Thursday, 67, 68 rolls in on Friday, and as we head towards Saturday, it's 70 and more rain. Saturday and Sunday there. Slight chances of rain. As we look on to the very first day of 2025, it looks like it'll be nice. 59 with a low of 39 that night. January 1st. Can anybody still stay up and watch the ball drop? I'm not going to lie. Last year I fell asleep. About 11 o'clock I had all the partying I could handle and was back up again right after that. What's happening with the fishing world today? Here we go. December the 23rd, the major times began at 6 this morning. It's good through about 8. We'll have a minor time this around noon till about 2 o'clock today if you got to go out. Wind's going to become east-southeast around 5 miles an hour. Brought to you by our friends there at J&J. As we head over to the hunting world today, our first major time began this morning at 4:30 and was good to about 6:30. Now you got a minor time right at dark. Now you can go give it a try there. Good luck. Average day, sunrise at 6:52. Sunset will happen at 4:54 this afternoon. And again, the wind's calm. It's in your favor around southeast, around 5 miles an hour. You can hunt with that. It should be good. Let's go to radar. See what all we've got going on this morning. I didn't pull that back up. Let's go back over so you can see. The state of Mississippi is looking good so far this morning as we pull up radar. Absolutely nothing there. Even in Louisiana, back to Alabama. Look at that. Let's zoom out and see what we've got. We've got to get way over in West Texas before we find any major fog as well. No rain in the south, and as we go northward there, you got to get up near Milwaukee, those areas around Detroit before you even find much snow. Minneapolis has some out in Boise, Idaho as well, and Oregon. Spokane, Washington getting a little bit today. I think I'll stay where I'm at. As we get to these areas, what is it up here around Detroit? It's crossing into Canada, Michigan. Right now feels as 29. We're actually colder than they are. As we look at 26, let's go over here in Oregon. Nice and 38. It's never warm in Fargo. As we get into the Dakotas, it's 16 this morning. That's one of the coolest places that we've got out there. Again, I'd like to say we were the warmest, but we're not. We're actually cool even for the nation there. Ooh, boy. Good morning from Texas. Tammy Triplett joining us there. Glad to see you there. Miss Diane joining us there. 27 in Rose Hill. Gene tells us a lot of folks up in Adam there. So glad you're there. Odie's checking his notes. He's getting ready for this morning. If you've got a birthday, make sure to get that in. Get on Odie's list. It's his naughty list, I guess is what you'll call that. That's coming up at 7. I hope you'll join us for that, won't you? We'll be right back in a few moments as we'll get into everything that's gone on over the last 48 hours or so, or 72 hours, the last time we were here. Join us for the morning show. It begins at 7 at the Scotty Ray Report.